Happy to be joined here by Zach Jackson. He is in the Toronto Blue Jays organization, third-round pick back in 2016. And Zach was tremendous as a closer in 2015 when Arkansas went to the College World Series. Zach, want to catch up with you. I know your family is still there in Sand Springs, Oklahoma, correct?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, good deal. Hey, I know you're making your way to Fayetteville, and I just kind of want to get a read right now on what you're up to. Obviously, with everything shut down and MLB activity suspended, what's going on in the Jays organization in the midst of the coronavirus outbreak?
Yeah, we got the word a little over a week ago that, obviously that they were calling us for to be shut down, and they sent all of us home. Obviously, this is really unprecedented for all of us. So as far as the organization, all the staff is trying to connect with us to keep us on some kind of program. Obviously, the fact that we're not under their eyes anymore, just making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. But it's just kind of a weird time. Everybody's trying to figure out places where they can work out and, keep the routines. But, I'm sure that everybody's just kind of having to figure out how to adjust to this whole thing.
Have you talked with some former Razorbacks? Bobby Warnes was somebody we caught up with yesterday, and kind of wanted to get a read on the Razorback community and some of these former Hogs that maybe you've talked to in the midst of what's going on right now and just everything being shut down.
Yeah, me and Bobby actually talked quite a bit. We were actually FaceTiming yesterday. We've been in contact quite a bit because we're down by each other in Florida for spring training, and we were just kind of bouncing back and forth trying to figure out what was going on. And obviously we both went home, and we stay in contact pretty good trying to figure out when we're going to be allowed back to see what's going on. But as of right now, it looks like it's better off if we kind of stay put and quarantine and stay away from everyone so this whole thing can get kicked as quick as possible. But Bobby's the main one, especially the one that's still playing. Me and Carson Chatty still talk a bit, and Alex Gosser. But as far as baseball guys, Bobby's my main guy, and we're just kind of both in the same boat trying to figure out what to do next.
How tough is this on you in terms of training?
It's really hard, and I'm not going to sit here and complain because I think everybody's kind of in the same boat, with their work or, whatever they do. But, it definitely has an effect on us as well. I'm coming back to Fayetteville right now, and more or less just because I know that there are people there that I can play catch with, but the facilities are shut down. So it's just kind of a matter of, finding an open field or, anywhere that's available to, kind of get out there and get our work done. Because when they give us the call that it's time to come back, we, have to be as ready as we can be. So, it's definitely been a difficult task.
Okay, let's rewind a little bit. What's the book on you right now? What are they telling you in the Jays organization about where you may be placed? I think you've had a taste, obviously, in AAA ball, but I know you're a prospect that they've talked a lot about as perhaps a future big leaguer.
Yeah, so as of right now, obviously I don't know how much this changes things, but I would assume I would go back to AAA Buffalo. I was there all year last year. And, it's just kind of seeing if you can make improvements along the way to give yourself a shot to get up to the big league level and see how you compete up there. But as of right now, I would assume that I would go back to AAA. I haven't got any definite word, but I don't expect anything would change just because of this.
What's it like going through that organization? There have been some big names, some hot prospects that have come up through the ranks of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, so I guess it's my claim to fame is I logged the most minor league time with Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Kevin Biggio, and Bo Bichette. So, I'm the guy who's kind of got to see all three of those guys all the way up. We got to play together at every level, and it's really not surprised me, how hyped up they are at that level. I got to see it, in AA when the competition really takes a big step up, and, watching them thrive at that level, watching especially Vladdy in AA, seeing what he did, I'm a firm believer that he's arguably the best hitter that I've ever seen in person, and wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the, rest of the MLB sees that before long.
Now you have a really good fastball plus slider as well, a changeup. Do you have more of a 4-pitch mix now? Are you kind of sticking with those 3, or kind of refresh me where you are right now as far as your pitch mix?
Yeah, so it's just those 3. Moves more like a slider, but it's actually a knuckle curve, and it's just kind of that's mainly the pitch that they wanted me to focus on, and especially coming out of the bullpen, there hadn't really been much of a need to have a 4th pitch, so I've just tried to master those as much as I can. Really just, the same thing I was working on in college is, control and staying in the zone, getting ahead, those kind of things, because, in college, pro ball, whatever, those getting ahead in counts, different things like that are huge as far as having success.
the current Hogs, at least the Hogs that played in 2020, 11 wins under Dave Van Horn, and then everything gets shut down. And you're looking at a program that clearly perhaps could have gone the entire season at the very least, having been ranked in the top 20 and perhaps make another run at the College World Series, what would have been had they made it the third consecutive trip to Omaha. What was your initial thought when you saw everything shut down and knowing that, you've been in those guys' shoes before in terms of being a student athlete and having a shot to perhaps go to Omaha, but what were you thinking and how did you feel for those guys when everything got shut down?
Yeah, I was heartbroken for them, man. I try to keep up, with the games as much as I can, and I obviously, really feel it for the guys who are probably going to be taken in the draft this year with, Heston, Casey Martin, and Opitz. Those three guys maybe being the last time that they ever put on the uniform. Kind of coming on them like it did, that just sucks. I can't imagine ending my career like that. But, at the same time, they got to, go to 2 World Series, which is, I think the highlight of any college baseball player's career is getting the opportunity to do that. And luckily they got to do that. I don't know if I understand the rule completely right, but the fact they're giving, seniors, I guess, the extra year of eligibility or however it's going to work, I think it's a great thing for them, for the fact that anybody who wants to come back and put the uniform on again will have that opportunity. But either way, it's a bad situation. I feel bad for those guys. I wish that, they got to play out their whole season, kind of see how it worked out. But yeah, it's not a good situation.
Man, I want to kind of just get off of the whole serious nature of what's been going on right now because everybody's just looking for an outlet right now. Everybody's looking for a chance to smile. But, man, you got any superstitions in baseball that you always lean on? Or is there anything you do in particular, whether it's uniform-wise, something you do pregame?
Gosh, I'm probably like a lame guy to talk to about that. 'Cause being a reliever, I feel like that, you have to be so ready. It's not like a starter where, I have like this specific routine. It's just kind of, when your name's called, you go. I tell you, if you called Bobby yesterday, you need to get him back on the phone because he was about the most superstitious guy I've ever met with all the quirky things he did. So he's probably a lot better guy to call than me. But, man, I really don't do hardly anything. Maybe the way I tie my cleats or something, but nothing major, nothing, worth saying it's any kind of interesting.
Oh, man, I thought I'd check anyway. Hey, say hello to the family. Great family you come from, and all the best there in the Blue Jays organization. Be safe heading to Fayetteville for a little bit. And, Zach, thanks so much for joining us.
All right, I really appreciate the call. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, see you.